Hello, Vanguard University's students of industrial organizational psychology. I'm Christine McHale, and I will be teaching talent management at Vanguard University. And today's video is coming to you as a follow-up to the vignette video you received a few weeks ago. So if I may remind you, a few weeks ago, you received a vignette that asked you to determine whether or not you were going to be providing talent management, talent development, or leadership development services. This video is a follow-up to that, and we will follow up with regards to talent management. So if you recall in the vignette that you have before you, you are a consultant for a company called ICS. In the company of shorts was a digital company that is asking you to provide services for their talent management team. So they were facing some talent management development strategies. And in this video, we are going to go through different frameworks that you might be able to select from to provide a talent management strategy for your client. So without further ado, let's jump in. So in this exercise, I'm going to ask that you identify the framework you're choosing for your client, and I also want you to support that framework. So as consultants, we are always asked for our recommendations, but those recommendations come with support for why we believe that recommendation to be the best recommendation of all of the options we've been provided. So we are going to go through 8 different talent management frameworks. Again, it is your responsibility to choose a framework and to determine which is best for your client, ICS. So this slide gives you 4 different frameworks from which to choose. So let's walk through each one of those together. In a 360-degree review, the concept of this talent management framework is that they are anonymous feedback from peers, from leaders, and from managers. So prior to a sit down, often organizations will ask everyone to fill out a structured questionnaire for a particular employee or for multiple employees. But let's talk about the talent at ICS. So the manager is going to ask different individuals at ICS to provide feedback on each individual that is potentially being moved to the Midwest. So these are structured questionnaires that leaders, peers, and managers fill out, and the HR team then gathers that data, reviews that data, and then provides an average feedback to the employee. So the information is collected anonymously by HR, and then HR and the employee's manager review that data, sit down with the employee, and they talk through what was given as far as feedback is concerned. All right. Now let's talk about agile talent management. Agile talent management is kind of a growing market. It's a growing framework. It's not something that has much research around it. It's not something that has much experience in the corporate world. However, it is becoming something very relevant because technology companies are often managed in an agile workspace. So what does agile mean? It means they are constantly shifting. So software engineers, folks in the technology company are constantly pivoting their project strategy. So what they call that is an agile strategy. So organizations, biopsychologists like ourselves, are starting to implement what is called an agile talent management strategy. So the idea is that it is a flexible strategy that provides ongoing continuous improvement for the employee. So instead of an annual review, this is something that we sit down, that the leadership team and HR will ask to sit down with the employee on a regular basis, whatever that might be. That might be weekly, that might be monthly, that might be quarterly. But the idea is that you provide flexibility and adaptability for your employee to grow inside an agile team talent management strategy. Let's move on to a competency-based theory or a competency-based framework. This focuses on the knowledge, skills, and abilities determined for a particular role. So at ICS, we talked about individuals that were well-versed in their role based on the competencies specific for that role. And these folks were going to move to the Midwest as a promotion for the success that they have provided in their current role. Unfortunately for ICS, they did not focus really on the knowledge, skills, and abilities. So the idea here is that the talent management framework for competency-based is to focus solely on knowledge, skills, and abilities that are required to do a job successfully. Meaning, we don't talk about soft skills. So communication, so relationship between colleagues is not something that will be discussed in a competency-based talent management strategy. Performance and potential matrix. So this is a talent framework designed strictly for promotion and growth. So it is a framework in which leadership and HR will review the performance of the employee and then put them in a potential growth box or matrix. So this is designed to help leadership and HR make decisions on who in the organization is capable of growth and is ready to move to the next level. So in the scenario of ICS, this might have been used to determine who would move to the Midwest. We're going to move on to the next 4 options of talent management frameworks. So in number 5, let's talk about goal setting theory. Goal setting theory is designed for leaders to determine the goals they have for their team. Goal setting theory starts actually at the corporate level. So ICS has a goal to move their headquarters from the Pacific Northwest to the Midwest because of the inundation of like companies in that area. So in a goal-setting theory structure, the organization has set a goal to move themselves to be in a place that's less saturated with like-minded companies, but more than that, to grow their market share. That is the idea that is the purpose for which ICS is moving. They want to grow their market share and they want to be a leader in the talent world, in the talent war. And so they believe moving to the Midwest will help them with that. So in a goal-setting theory, management will take the organization's goals and break them down to their team, and then break them down further into the individuals on their team. So a goal-setting theory is designed to provide specific goals to each individual on the team, and those goals roll up into team goals and they roll up into organizational goals. SMART goals is a framework that kind of mirrors or at least expands upon goal theory. So organizations can use this separately, or they can use this to layer on top of their goal setting theory. And SMART goals is an acronym. SMART is an acronym designed to make specific goals, to make measurable goals, to make sure the goals are attainable, they are relevant to the goals of the organization or to the objectives of the team, and that they are time bound. So you need to meet X goal by Y date. So SMART goals are something a myriad of organizations use. I know I've seen them in my clients. The they often don't stand alone, but they can. All right, let's move into a little bit more of an abstract type talent management framework. And that is what I'm going to call that is what organizational psychologists call self-efficacy. So self-efficacy is really about self-driving, the choice to be better at your role and doing making accomplishments based on your own desire for growth. There are 3 different ways in which to build or grow self-efficacy. So although it is internal, leadership will use this type of framework to encourage. It is designed to build up self-efficacy, and there are 3 different ways to do that. Inactive self-mastery, meaning leadership will define what skills are required to master a specific role in an organization. The second option is role modeling. Leaders will pair individuals with folks who have been very successful in that role so that that person has a role model by which to emulate for growth. Or leaders will choose to engage in verbal persuasion. And that simply means to recognize positive work, provide immediate feedback and encouragement, or recognize areas of opportunity and provide immediate vision pivot. That is self-efficacy framework. And lastly, although all of these things require feedback, the feedback framework focuses solely on feedback alone. Feedback in the moment. So it is regular goal setting, it is constructive feedback in the moment, and it is not designed to wait for a specific annual review or a quarterly review or anything like that. It is designed to track your employees' progress in the moment and provide necessary adjustments to maintain motivation and growth towards the end goal. So again, feedback might be something that you have seen in all 8 of these talent management frameworks that we have just discussed. But feedback framework is just designed to provide immediate constructive feedback to pivot or to make adjustments to maintain motivation in your employee. So this is not a framework that is only discussed at annual reviews or time-bound. It is continuous. It is a little bit similar to Agile, but Agile talent management pivots with the organization's pivots. Okay, remember I mentioned Agile talent management is something that organizations in software and engineering organizations are adopting because the engineers themselves work in Agile environments. They're constantly shifting for what their software or what their product needs to shift to make most impactful in the market. So IO psychologists and HR professionals are implementing Agile talent management as it pertains to the Agile work environment. Okay. In this section, I have provided you articles that will allow you to research and understand a little bit more about each of the frameworks that we just discussed. So make sure that you review these articles, read the abstracts, determine which framework you are going to choose that is best for your client, ICF, provide support for why you believe that that talent management framework is the right choice for ICF, and read the articles associated with that framework so that you can be best educated for your client. And these are the references. So each slide takes 2 frameworks and provides as much feedback or research that I was able to gather. And that is the follow-up to your talent management vignette. I wish you the best of luck, and I cannot wait to hear what you have determined to be the best course of action to coach ICS's talent. See you in talent management.